How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Mcwhoopin, and today we are back with yet another episode of Transport Fever 2, and this is the premiere episode of Season 2. As last episode, we kind of finished off our original map, kind of went out with a sputter, just kind of throwing in the airport just for the sake of doing it, because I've never been a fan of airports. You don't really make too much money, but want to put them in there anyways, so I did. So then I decided to open up to the community on Facebook to see if anybody had any suggestions on what I should do, and a gentleman by the name of Mr. Inadequate, he popped up and he suggested I did something with islands that have only one or two things per island, and one city per island for sure. And I went into the Steam Workshop. I found this little island right here, this little map right here of the Hexagon Islands, and decided to go with that one. So give a shout out to him. You can go visit his channel. He's got a bunch of videos out there doing gaming stuff. He's quite quick videos, so I'd definitely recommend anybody, if they want to, actually to check him out as well. So without further ado, we're going to go to our map here for today, and if you're actually looking here, so it's all it's a little hexagon, little islands all over the place. There's, I think it's 18 towns on here, and then it's 40 something industry plots out there, so all kind of spread out all around. So this is probably might end up being a little bit of a shorter series, just because there isn't that many cities or whatnot to kind of connect to, but we'll play it as we go. So for step number one, we just got to find ourselves a town that we can kind of get goods going towards, and with relatively low cost. So we call it right here. We do have ourselves a quick little lumber, what's called logs to sawmill kind of thing here, which could easily bring the sawmill over to there to the tools factory, and from the tools factory to braiding. So that is an option, but I would rather try to get, I should really turn off those tooltips. But I want to try to get something that's a little bit easier to start out with, because especially with your first town, you want to start making money as quickly as possible. So let's keep on going through here. See if we got something else. And yeah. Well, there really isn't much else that screams out at me at the moment. Probably be kicking myself later when noticing something that was a lot easier to kind of go around. This would also be kind of another option. Bringing the grain over down here. That would be a pretty quick and easy one. And then we can kind of do it with this as well. Ship it over to St. John's. There's a couple of spots we can kind of go with. Yeah, at this point here, it's only 5 million. You don't really have too much money, so we'll kind of go with this one here. We'll start out at the bottom. We got St. John's, the food, so we'll ship it over. So, first things first. Grab ourselves truck station. And then I'm going to go full 30 just to make sure I have enough enough space in case it starts backlogging. There we go. I'll try to. There we go. We got one right there. This one's going to go here, mainly because don't know if I want to actually. You know what? I will actually just going to go bridge for now. I was thinking about whether or not I was actually going to go with a bridge or if I was going to go with what's called boat, but for now I'm thinking I'm gonna go road. We're gonna do this one here, just a simple roadway. There we go. That should cover just about everybody. And even just to make sure, make it a little bit easier for the turnaround. So there we go. There's a line, and up in our depot. There's line 1, and then line 2. Stranger St. John. And there we go. We got our first basic routes just to get us some money. And I've already wasted just over $1 million. Oops. That one. And they all carry 4. Really doesn't matter, so we'll go with the American horse-drawn carriage. Really doesn't matter at all. And we'll buy 10. Put half on line 1 and half on line 2. We'll pause that and let that start going. Okay, and then second one we'll grab ourselves a road. And This one here, I'm actually going to do my first harbor. I think I'll put it right about here-ish. And put the other one right here. Get a shipyard as well, because I'm gonna need a shipyard. And we'll even begin with trying to get this complex route going. There we go. So that's connected. There we go. So now that should be just about ready to go. Now we'll I'm gonna need a little road depot in here as well. Okay, so that should be able to connect everything up together now. So now we can get our next major line, which would be bringing our logs up here to the mill, bringing that to the dock, then from the dock over here, and then going back and forth. And oops, I forgot to add one more. We have a truck unloading. Right there. And last line here to there. And there we go. Now we got ourselves our route. So we're gonna need, we'll say 5 drop off to here, 5 drop off to there, 5 drop off into town. So we'll need 15 here. by single boat. Okay, I'll go with a cheaper one. So we'll also carry our logs, our lumber, and our machines, I think it is. Machine tools. Can't remember. Our tools. And then here. There we go. So now every part of that link is now done. So we got ourselves boys going down here. We already got logs waiting for us there. So we just gotta let that kind of speed up a little bit to get ourselves the money rolling in. So we'll jack up that speed a little. And I guess we could kind of do this using a bit of a time lapse here, and I'll see you guys shortly while we just watch the vehicles kind of go through on their own and watch the map as we do this. There we go. So at least that was the first little bit, just going towards the station. Get the grain, and then we'll I kind of see we're already in the negatives, but we got to wait for our first lines to start actually producing, which will probably end up being this one first. And this will probably be the start of us making our money, so watch this guy as he pulls in. We'll see the second half of this little route here, and we'll watch as this one heads up to do the sawmill. With the fact that I saw lumber there, that looks like I've already dropped off before. Yeah, and he's picking up already. We'll follow him to the docks. It's always amusing watching those little horses running at like triple speed. Yeah, I'm thinking that this route here is probably going to be definitely the better route because it's multiple shorter trips, and these trips do look like they would do a lot better for us, and transporting goods around. Except for having to climb up this giant bridge, which will eventually have that calm down to become something more reasonable. There we go. Autosave while we make our way to the docks. Oh, and the ship is just coming in too, so perfect for us. We dropped off our stuff here, and now we'll go on. Launch the boat. This guy sails up the river. We only got 4 lumber on this one, but the next batch will be considerably higher because it'll give us the time to actually fill that up as the sawmill is actually starting to produce. This is the biggest thing right now, is a lot of this is just going to be waiting on the network to actually start getting going. And that's why you really need to pick your starting places and your first couple of routes wisely, just to make sure that you have something that will be able to generate a lot of money kind of with little to no maintenance. So like these 2 routes are very basic routes. Not, well, the first one was a very basic route, just the food is very basic. This one is a lot more complex, but could also potentially earn us quite a bit more, especially as we start building up vehicles and getting more out of it that way. So there we go. And now we'll watch this guy as he unloads our very first, loads up our very first planks to bring it over to the tool factory. You already see it up there. And there we go. There's one drop off, and already picks up 3 of the 4 tools. So now we're actually going to have our first tool batch going. There we go. Oh, there's the boat. It's got 15 wood, which is perfect. So we're getting more and more every time. And our earnings are still less than 300,000. With 300,000 the whole, roughly 250. But as I said, this will slowly start going up as we start getting this going. Alright, there we go. That'll give us a nice little influx of cash. We'll watch our ship going back with our 3 tools. And by the time this boat gets back to that other harbor, probably all those tools should already be ready to go. So that'll just keep on bumping up our profits. And here we are, passing by the little shipyard there. Up to the dock. How much we have already waiting here? We already have 14. Should be able to bump that up a little bit more. Oh, only 14 for that one. There we go. So there's 10 grand that I got for that one, but it's now at least got some more. Got another 14 going through. This is already starting to load up. So we're just going to be needing to just have this running a little bit longer. Again, we got more. So the biggest thing that we're going to end up having to do now is just get more vehicles on these routes, which is just going to be getting the time to kind of get it going. Oh, there we go. Oh. We'll finish off the entire route by following this one carriage into town to drop off its goods. Complete that life cycle. There we go. Got to click out early, so didn't actually see how much that actually made for us, but that's the entire route for this guy. I probably should move a couple of those off of that route. I don't know, 18. What's the ship got? Got 15. There we go. So money's slowly starting to increase. And move this guy to... There we go. And in theory, just the 3 vehicles should probably be good for now. The other thing is... yeah, this line we could do with a lot more vehicles. Let's see how much this guy earns for us. Dropping off 4 loaves of bread. It didn't even say. I'll just watch it again with this guy. $10,000. There we go. I got another 1. These 2 are both bringing in nothing. $14,000 per. It's quite nice. Okay, now we're only put $50,000 in the hole. dropping off 18, so that one's improved. Okay, looking at the lines, all of them are actually making money. It's not enough to cover all of our additional expenses. It ends up becoming a problem. So, should have actually done this earlier, but we'll take out a couple loans. How much can we actually take out here? Alright, so there we go. So give us a little bit more money, and now we'll buy four more, put that on line 3. And we'll buy 3 of them. And we'll put that on line 4. And the other 3 we'll put on line 7, because we'll need them. Right now, yeah, that one's still going to be good for now. And then here. We are just going to max it out. 20. Those on line 1, 13, and another 7 on line 2. That should get us into a better income state. I could probably even put a few more in there. Just because I think it takes every 2 logs to make 1 plank, so having more people coming from here up to there is better, because then it tries to keep this line going as full as we can. Okay, now we're getting back towards the red again. Well, this is going to be about the last time that we actually have to finish this off and get this being a smaller load like this. Probably next one should be above the 35 because we're still going with stacks on line 4. More and more get dropped off every single time. Okay, and now our account balance is still kind of hovering, staying around the 0. Goes up a little, goes down a little. But as we are constantly pumping in more and more stuff now. And then once when our grain starts going too, that's going to start pumping in quite a bit more as well for numbers. And each one of these are full. And he's at 22. There's 32, and this will be first time we actually have a second bay done. Yep. So both compartments are now going to be going with this one. So I will give us quite a bit more money as we go through now. He's at 75 there. Yeah. There you go, 36. We're hitting a lot better now. And there we go. So we have now officially started eking out a positive income. So it took a while. Now we are actually earning money. That first little bit is always a little painful to get through, but once you actually get it, you start going, it gets to be a lot easier for you. Yeah, now here we go, 37, 36. Yeah, I'm thinking it's these guys are all finally dropping off, and we are getting tons and tons of food coming in. Yeah, 14, 14. And we got our bread going through. So there we go. So we'll kind of leave this off like this for the first episode. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and all that. There's definitely any interaction does help with the algorithm, which gets more people to watch. So I'm always truly grateful for anybody who does do that. Even if they don't, even just people that are watching, I'm always thankful to have you guys watching the station. So thank you so much for all that as well. And yeah, so we'll leave it here for tonight. So one last time, thanks so much for watching, and have yourselves a good night.